On a night when the northern sky shimmered with green and gold lights, as though the heavens were whispering secrets to the earth, a story was born that still travels through the valleys of Norway. It is the tale of a prince, a magical maiden, and a test of love and courage. And it begins, as so many tales do, with a boy who longed for something beyond his father's home. Once upon a time, a king had a restless son who wished to see the world. Though his father warned him that wandering roads carried danger as well as wonder, the boy's heart was set. He saddled his horse and rode until the forests grew thick and the mountains loomed like silent giants. After many days, he came upon a grand castle belonging to a mighty troll. The boy, bold and unafraid, knocked on the heavy door. The troll opened it with a rumble like thunder and peered down at him. "What do you want here, little one?" "I seek work," the prince replied, standing tall despite the troll's shadow. The troll let out a laugh that shook the ground. "Work, is it? Very well, you shall serve me, but only if you prove useful." Now the troll's castle was strange. Inside, its halls were carved from stone, yet filled with strange treasures, pots that stirred themselves, brooms that swept without hands, and doors that whispered as they opened. And there, within those halls, the prince met a young woman known only as the Master Maid. Her hair shone like threads of sunlight, her eyes were clear as the northern sky, and her presence carried both strength and gentleness. "Be careful," she whispered to the prince when they first met. "The troll is not easily pleased, and his tests are deadly. If you would live, you must listen to me." The prince nodded, for something in her voice stirred both trust and wonder. That night, the troll gave his first command. He placed a mountain of grain, wheat and barley mixed together, before the boy. "By morning, every seed must be sorted, or you will pay with your life." The boy's heart sank, for the task was impossible. But the Master Maid touched his arm. "Do not despair. Sleep now, for I will call my friends." And as the boy slept, she opened the windows, and thousands of little birds flew in, chirping and fluttering, sorting every grain until the piles shone neat in the moonlight. At dawn, the troll roared, surprised to see the work finished. You are cleverer than you look." But it was not cleverness. It was the wisdom and magic of the Master Maid. The second night, the troll handed him a bucket and pointed to the well. "Fetch water," he said, but the bucket was full of holes, and no water would stay inside. Again the prince despaired, until the Master Maid came with tar and moss. "Patch it like this," she said, showing him how to seal the holes, and by morning the bucket was full. The third night, the troll gave him an axe, and pointed to a tree so massive it touched the clouds. "Chop it down, split it, and stack it by dawn." The prince swung with all his strength, but the tree barely shook. The Master Maid stepped forward, her hand glowing faintly. With her magic, the axe cut clean. The tree fell with a crash like thunder, and the wood stacked itself into perfect piles. By the third task, the prince understood. Without the Master Maid, he could never survive the troll's demands. And more than that, he realized that with each glance, each whispered word, his heart was weaving itself to hers. But love does not go unnoticed. The troll grew suspicious. His eyes narrowed like storm clouds, and his voice rumbled. "Tomorrow, boy, you must bring me fire from the world's end, or your life is mine." That night, the Master Maid's face was pale, but her voice steady. "This test will kill you unless you trust me. Tomorrow, we must run." She gathered 3 magical items, a piece of salt, a drop of water, and a coal glowing faintly red. "When the troll chases us, throw these behind you, one at a time, and do not look back until I tell you." At dawn, they fled. When the troll discovered their escape, his roar split the sky, and he thundered after them, shaking the mountains with each stride. The prince threw the salt behind him, and at once a vast mountain rose, tall and sharp, blocking the troll's path. but the troll smashed through, roaring louder. Next, the prince threw the drop of water, and it swelled into a wide, raging sea. The troll swam mightily, but still came on. At last, the prince hurled the glowing coal, and a wall of fire blazed across the land, its flames leaping to the heavens. This time, the troll could not cross. With a howl of fury, he vanished into smoke, never to chase them again. Breathless, the prince and the Master Maid stood together, safe at last. Yet the tale twisted, as tales often do. Though they were free, when they neared the prince's home, he faltered. "What will my father think of me returning with you, a servant from a troll's hall? Let me go ahead, and then I will send for you." The Master Maid's eyes dimmed, but she nodded. "Do not forget me." But when the prince returned to the palace, a strange enchantment clouded his mind. He remembered nothing of the Master Maid, nothing of her bravery, nothing of the love that had saved him. Soon, he was betrothed to another princess. Far away, the Master Maid felt the weight of sorrow, yet she was strong, and she did not give in to despair. She disguised herself as a humble servant and came to the palace, where she quietly worked in the kitchens. One day, during the wedding feast, she baked a cake unlike any other, and within it, she placed tokens of their journey: a grain of salt, a drop of water, and a glowing coal. When the prince tasted the cake, memories flooded back. The troll's roar, the raging sea, the wall of fire, and above all, the girl who had saved his life again and again. He leapt from his chair, rushed to the kitchen, and there she stood, her eyes steady, waiting. In that moment, the spell broke. He remembered her name, her face, her courage, and his love. Before the court, he took her hand and declared, "This is my true bride, none other." The king could not deny it, for all saw the truth in his eyes. The wedding feast became theirs, and the Master Maid, no longer hidden, shone in her rightful place as queen. Together they ruled with wisdom, strength, and love born from trials of fire and storm. And so the tale of the Master Maid reminds us that true strength lies not only in courage but in cleverness, that love may be tested by forgetfulness but cannot be destroyed, and that those who are faithful will always find their place beside the ones they cherish. And that, dear friends, is the story of the Master Maid. If you enjoyed this magical journey, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more enchanting folktales. And remember to press the bell icon so you never miss a story. Tell me, if you had a magical helper on a dangerous quest, would you choose one who could build mountains, summon oceans, or raise fire?